In May of 2015, exactly a week and a half after the launch of the House of Wolves expansion, I had brought my Xbox One over to my girlfriend's house, where I was staying for that weekend. I did this so that I could play
Trials of Osiris,
trying to get to that lighthouse again. And as I was jogging around the tower, running errands, and turning in engrams, my girlfriend, who was understandably pretty fed up with seeing me play nothing but Destiny for what was now 8 months, she asked me, slightly annoyed. She says, "Ren, when are you gonna stop playing that game?" And without skipping a beat, I said, "When Destiny 2 comes out." Naturally, she wasn't very happy with that answer. But what's going on, everybody? It's me, Ren, with 2 N's, and I've been playing Destiny since beta. Having grown up with Bungie's Halo games, they were my childhood, and I knew, without a doubt in my mind, that I was gonna buy Destiny. So that year, Destiny actually released on my birthday. And naturally, all of my close friends and family, they asked me, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" And I said to them, "Please just don't call me to wish me happy birthday. Don't invite me to go anywhere that day. Your gift to me can just be to allow me to play Destiny free of distraction." I spent my entire 23rd birthday playing Destiny, and it was a magical day.
Look what I found! A treasure! It's a magical day!
So after that, Destiny quickly became a huge part of my life. Since then, I've sunk thousands of hours into this game, just trying to get all the gear and, trying to make Daddy Shaxx happy.
this is amazing!
And I've met so many great people in this game over the years. People that I would genuinely consider to be good friends of mine. And I have so many great memories in this game. More than any other game, more than every other game I've ever played combined. So to me, Destiny isn't just a game. It's so much more than just a video game. It fundamentally changed me as a gamer, and it shifted my expectations for as to what a gaming experience can give me. So let me try to explain that. Destiny is basically the video game equivalent of a wife. You see, before Destiny, I had slept around a lot and played other games before it. I had some real good fun. Going for it. Yes! That was awesome. I had some real, genuine, exciting adventures. Got cheated on and had my heart broken.
It'll be okay.
And then I had it stomped on and thrown into the fucking trash. And then after that, I had a fun rebound.
Take off your pants, cowboy, all right? Let's fuck.
You think this is funny?
Get them off!
But when I played Destiny, that was it. I was in love. And up until that point, in terms of video games, I didn't know what love was. So much like when you meet the person you want to marry in real life, the guy or girl who makes you want to be a better person, become a better someone, Destiny made me want to be a better gamer. It made me want to improve my skills at the first-person shooter genre. Now, mind you, I was always pretty good at the FPS genre. Don't get me wrong, but Destiny completely changed my mindset. I played, like I said, not just for fun, but also to improve at the game. And when I look back at old footage of me playing Year 1 Crucible, and then I go and look at footage of me playing now,
Zone B, lost. Zone C, neutralized. Double down. Yes! 3 down!
I can see a really big difference in my performance. And being able to see and feel progression is a very rewarding experience. And those 2 words actually sum up Destiny really well for me. Rewarding experience. So I have never played a game that rewarded you for your time quite like Destiny has. See, the more patience and time you put into the game, the better you get. And the better you get at the game, and the better your character becomes, the better loot you get. And you just become superior as a result of that. I vividly remember getting my first Fatebringer, that feeling of genuine excitement and childlike glee after earning a piece of gear that you wanted. that you needed was a feeling that I've never experienced in a game before, and it's a feeling I'll never forget. And to top it all off, it made most of my friends jealous because they didn't have one yet, which just made it all the merrier. And getting to the lighthouse for the first time, in that first weekend of House of Wolves, knowing that I was one of the first and one of the few people, and still one of the few people, to actually make it there, just felt so good. And no game has ever made me feel that way. And I've been around, man. I've played a lot of games. And I never thought that video games could fill my soul with such satisfaction until I played Bestiny. You know, I love this game so deeply, so dearly. And I'm not blind like the Perdition. I know it's not perfect. You don't need to tell me that. Both Activision and Bungie have made some pretty poor decisions, and those decisions have upset me as much as anyone else. But we don't need to talk about that. We all know about them. We already talk about them all the time. That's not what this video is about. Nothing is perfect. We all know this. Everything has its problems. And you know what? While we're talking about it, I actually do want to get one thing off my chest. I actually kind of hate the raids in this game. Well, let me clarify. The raids in this game are all very well made pieces of content. They're interesting, and they're fun, and they're unique, and the first few times you go through them, they're actually, you know, a bit of a challenge. But the issue that I have run into time after time, raid after raid, is that people can't seem to understand how to complete anything. I haven't had a clan or had a dedicated group of friends to just, you know, load up the raid and quickly go through it. Instead, I've had to just sit there, sometimes for up to 4 hours, sometimes even more, ever since Vault of Glass, for 5 other morons to get their acts together so they can perform their job. Their one simple, easy job. Meanwhile, I'm out there, I'm doing my part. I'm busting my ass. I'm not making any mistakes. And when other people die, I pick up their slack. I mean, I know I'm far from the best player in the world, but I know what to do, and I do it well. Just as an example, check out this screenshot I took from the Wrath of the Machine raid. As you can see, I have pretty much the most everything. Most damage, most kills, you name it. And mind you, everyone in this lobby was 400 light. Everyone had completed the raid before. Everyone knew what they were doing, at least that's what they said. And to kick it all off, we were playing on normal mode. This is 5 months after the raid has launched. This is also my entire experience with raids in Bestiny. Nothing but wasted time and frustration. I've had groups that can't even come close to defeating the first boss of a raid. And that's some of the footage you're looking at right now. And if that's not bad enough, sometimes you just gotta sit there at the boss door for 10 minutes, waiting for some kid who can't handle the platforming sections. And it's one of the most defeating and harrowing experiences that I have ever felt in a video game. And you know, I know it's not Bungie's fault. It's not their fault at all. It's everyone else's fault. This stuff is so simple, but people just fall apart. And I know what I'm about to say might sound stupid, but it genuinely ruins my day. Because sitting there for 4 hours to complete a task that should take 30 minutes, 45 minutes at most, is a gigantic waste of my time and of my life. That's 1/6 of my day gone because some idiot doesn't know how to run the relic. God.
Last one! Oh my gosh!
Is that your first time getting it?
You're gonna get so
Were
mad.
you here with
Matthew's
year
triggered.
one?
Matthew's triggered.
How am I triggered?
Matthew, he
I
got
got
last
the
word.
swear that I died.
Moose
I
got
got
last
freaking
word.
last word. It is
Nice
three.
one.
Wait.
It's 383.
Nice one.
Don't use it. Don't use it for raid though. Don't use it for raid.
I hate it. I fucking hate it. And while we're talking about things we hate, man, the lag in this game is freaking wild. Inexcusable for a AAA game. And you know, I know every game has lag, but my God, does this game take the cake. I mean, you know, I'll admit, it has gotten better over the years. It's still not great, but it's better. But that's enough of that, because This video is all about what Destiny means to me. I have made so many good friends because of this game. And, you know, I'm a pretty antisocial person, so that's actually kind of a big deal for me. It has also changed the way I look at video games by raising my standards for what a video game can be and for what a video game can do for me. It's given me the highest highs and the lowest lows. I will never forget the first time I killed Atheon, or that quest at the beginning of the Taken King where you get some someone gives you a green engram and you take it to the Cryptarch and he decrypts it and it turns into a guaranteed exotic that you don't have yet. And you know, being an Xbox player, that was how I got my first Hawkmoon. And that was just such a great moment. It almost felt like getting a Christmas present when you're a little kid, you know? Or there's the time after we got to the lighthouse. We all got our etheric light out of the chest, and I said, hey, we're all level 34 now. You guys want to do Skolas? They said yes. And we all three figured out how to beat Skolas on our own. And it only took us about 30 to 45 minutes. That day was one of the most satisfying days of gaming that I've ever had. Now, I know I keep saying this, but it's just because it's true. No game has made me feel as good as Destiny has. I love how you can customize your character just based on activities you've completed, rather than just, you know, getting a random meaningless skin out of a loot box like Overwatch. So, you know, you like doing trials? You've been to the lighthouse a lot of times? Well, now people can tell just by looking at you. I know that my Trials gear and Scarab emblem have impressed some people that I've raided with. Yeah, at the very least, it's a conversation starter, or an icebreaker, if you will. And I know that my Trials gear has probably intimidated some of the children that play this game. And it's just so gratifying to wear your achievements on your character. You know, because I put the time in, I earned this gear with my hard work, practice, and dedication. I didn't just level up and open some random loot box. Nobody gives a shit when they see my Zarya skin. Nobody gives a shit if you got a golden weapon. Any old toddler with a copper rating in competitive can buy a golden weapon. Just takes a little bit of time. Now don't get me wrong, Overwatch is a fantastic game, and I'm not bashing on it. I'm just using it for the sake of comparison. But man, back in year one, there was nothing as satisfying as earning a gun and just going into the Crucible with it and dominating. Even in PvE, getting that Fatebringer and using that in PvE, God, it's just so empowering, you know? But I remember I was lucky enough to get a Suros regime super early. You know, way before even Xur sold it. And I was nearly unstoppable. And it was just some of the most fun I have ever had in a video game. And you know, you mix that in with a little bit of the Found Verdict and Blink. Yeah, you know, I was that guy, you shotgun Blink. But I could even compete against people who had the early Vex Mythoclast, that overpowered, crazy gun. But, you know, mostly just because they kind of relied on that weapon a little too much. They kind of thought it would get them out of every and any situation. But with a couple of smart plays and good decisions, you could take out a Mythoclast user no problem. Which leads me to my next talking point. I touched on this a little bit earlier, but Destiny made me better at first-person shooters. I had always kicked around the idea of playing on the bumper jumper controller setting, which, what that does, in case you don't know, it changes the jump button from the A button or the X button to the left bumper or L1 if you're on PS4. It's a much more efficient setup because you don't have to take your thumb off of the right thumbstick as you jump, which allows you to still keep your aim on the enemy as you're in the air. But I never switched to bumper jumper because I didn't want to take the time to have to learn this, because, you know, at that point for 23 years I was using the A button to jump like a schmuck. But when I unlocked Blink, the Blink perk on my Voidwalker, played a couple Crucible games with it and thought, man, this is really good, but I'm having trouble using it and keeping my aim on people just a little bit. So I knew right then and there that I had to make the switch to bumper jumper, so I did, and I have never looked back. On top of that, I've just learned new skills from Destiny, new tricks. You know, I've gone out of my way to learn how the spawning system works in FPS games. I've learned little tricks, you know, like reload canceling, Titan skating, sword skating. I've learned about tick rates and learned more about aim assist, bloom cones, you know, things that I had kind of already knew about, things that were always kind of in the back of my head, but I just never cared to really look into. But everything that I've learned while playing this game has carried over into other first-person shooters. And this game has also helped me a lot with my frustration, because before, I would get so mad at certain things in video games, so upset. I get so upset that I just wanted to throw my controller and punch my mom. And don't get me wrong, I still get pretty mad. It hasn't cured me. You know, I'll admit it, I still get pissed. But Bestiny has shown me just how much bullshit can happen in a game, especially with the lag and the panic supers and the sticky grenades and, you know, all that fun stuff. But after dealing with all that for a while, I just kinda got over it, and I realized that sometimes you just gotta take your lumps and move on. But at the end of the day, there's no other game out there like Bestiny. It's a one-of-a-kind, unique experience that offers up such a wide variety of activities to complete. And you can really feel the passion that Bungie has put into this game. It's everywhere. It's in the art, the music is so great. You know, the sound design. I mean, every exotic gun in this game has its very own unique sound effect. On top of the fact that you have different gun manufacturers like Hake and Omalon and Suros that also have their very own distinct sound, which is great. I mean, every gun has a different sound effect. You hear that in the Crucible, and you know what's shooting at you, and you know before you even see the guy taking shots at you what he's using and what you can do to counter it. And they've done so many nice little touches like that. You can tell when someone's got a full super. You can tell by the little mist on the Titan that he's going to shoulder charge you, although if you can tell that, it's probably too late. You're probably already dead. So sorry. But you know, some guns in this game, they even have unique reload animation sound effects. I've always kind of been a sound guy. I feel like sound is more important than visuals in most cases. But the amount of work that the sound team put into this game has always blown me away. And while the game didn't quite turn out the way Bungie wanted it to, or the way we wanted it to for that matter, you can still tell that they poured their hearts and souls into this game, and I've always noticed and appreciated it. But most importantly, one of the main reasons I always come back to this game, because it just feels so damn good to play. Even for a game that's stuck at 30 frames per second, the game feels so crisp, so pure. Headshots feel so impactful and juicy, you know? The reload animations, they get me pumped up, you know? Nothing says bring it on like a slap to the fusion rifle. You see that? A good hard rank proper slap. Just look at the way he smacks that thing like a newborn baby just out of the womb. But the game just feels so empowering. There's nothing like popping a blade dance and getting a breaker.
Double down. Yes. 3 down. Look at them fall.
Never gets old. There's nothing like tricking the guy who has radiance and purifier robes into using his super to come back to life to try and kill ya, only to get shut down by a vacancy and a quick draw lingering song, waved at and then uploaded to YouTube. Magical. There's nothing like clutching out a 1v3 in Trials, or predicting that exact moment when your opponent is gonna throw a scatter grenade, so you slide out of cover, jump up and take them down, and your friends are cheering in your ear in the party chat, telling you how cool you are and how big your penis is. There is just nothing like it. And the subclass movements are so fluid, so much fun to use. Everything about the way this game feels is just fantastic. The game's been out for 2.5 years, and within that time, so many other games have come and gone. And you know, there have been some fun distractions, but at the end of the day, I always come crawling back to Bestiny, and when I pop the game on, and I hear that theme song, that music, it feels like coming home, you know? The experiences and feelings that Bestiny has given me are unmatched by any other game out there. It's really difficult to put to words, but I think the best way to put it is to say that this game is just magical, and at times, it's made me feel like a little kid again. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Playing this game and being a part of this community has really been a wonderful experience. And with this game on its way out the door, I really just felt compelled to make a personalized video about what Bestiny means to me. because, in case you haven't noticed, it really means a whole lot. And honestly, with Destiny 2 now less than 6 months away, we're coming to the end of an era, and it's a little bit sad. Now, whether or not Destiny 2 is the greatest game of all time, honestly, I'm gonna miss this game. It's been in my life for so long at this point that it almost kind of feels like a security blanket to me, or like a good buddy. It's always there. You're having a bad day, you just kick on Destiny. Do something fun. And it's so weird to think that soon I'm gonna have to delete this game from my hard drive. Or, dismantle it, if you will. But until that day comes, I'll be sitting right here with Destiny on its deathbed, waiting until it's all over, until it breathes its final breath, looking hopefully toward the franchise's future, where maybe, just maybe, if we're lucky enough, Destiny 2 will be proper second wife material, despite the fact that it is, Destiny 1's very own child. But anyway, that's the last word I have to say about this game. But I'd like to personally thank Bungie from the bottom of my heart for making this game. And when Destiny 2 is live, please, for the love of God, just don't get so crazy with the nerfs. Honestly. Now, alternatively, this entire video can serve as the answer to every comment on every Destiny news article and every Destiny video. You know the one, you've all seen it, the "why do people still play this game" comment. I always look at those comments and I think to myself, man, I have no time to explain to you what makes this game special. But if you've seen this video, now you know. So you 10 people who have made it to the end of this video, what does Destiny mean to you? I know that this game has changed lives for certain people, like it's given people careers like Dado and Bife, and not just them, there's so many people. There's True Vanguard, Amtash, Hush, Patrick Casey, you name it. You know what, now that I think about it, I'd actually like to see Dado or Bife or someone like that make their very own love letter to Destiny like I have here. Maybe, you could tweet this video at some of those guys. If not, no big deal, just go ahead and leave a like or subscribe, because I'll be making more content for this channel, both in regards to Destiny 2. I also have an idea for a way, because, the channel's called RennsReviews, isn't it? So, but I feel like most reviews are just so old hat, and you watch them, and it's like, yeah, you see one, you don't need to see too many. But I think I've come up with an idea to do reviews for games that are different to anything else I've ever seen. It might exist out there already on YouTube. It's a pretty big place, but I haven't seen it yet, and it's an idea that I'm excited to do. Hopefully it's new, hopefully no one else has done it, but we'll see how it turns out. I'm also on trueachievements.com. Go ahead and check me out on there. I'll put a playlist of videos I've made for that website down in the description and on an annotation. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to play with me on Destiny, my gamer tag is all over this video. Feel free to add me, and I will see you guys next time.